Israeli regime struck the Red Crescent building in Tehran, which again shows that that they have absolutely no red lines. Of all the buildings that you could hit in Tehran, they had to go and find the Red Crescent building. And then in Isfahan, we had airstrikes where they targeted two cars with two families, murdering them, including one woman who was about to give birth to a child. A couple of days ago, they bombed a hospital in Kermanshah in the west of Iran. The Israelis have been using Syria and parts of Iraq for their agents to fire drones into Iran. Some say the Republic of Azerbaijan has also been used. I'm not sure about that one. I haven't asked. But there are also people in Iran who work as agents for the regime, and they've been using drones to target people and to target buildings and to target radar or missile defense capabilities. There's been a huge public presence in Iran, and the public is helping the armed forces find these trucks and find these people. And a lot of people have been arrested. Many of them are not Iranian. Many of them are Iranian as well. So many are from the Afghan refugee population. But of course, it's a very large population. It doesn't mean that Afghans are in general involved with this. You can always find people who are very poor and impoverished and desperate who will do very disgraceful things anywhere in the world. I'm just telling you what the situation is in normal. Otherwise, Afghans in Iran have been respected people who've done a lot of good work in Iran over the years. And but the number of drone attacks, I think, are decreasing. Iran's air defenses are performing pretty well, but it's war. And Iran's missiles are being fired. They are scoring hits. And they are doing it in a way to tire the Israeli regime, but also to empty their missile defense capabilities, which for every missile that Iran fires, the Israelis spend 10, 15 times more than the Iranians spend in trying to bring down those missiles. So the situation right now, I think, is turning in favor of Iran. And that is exactly why the Trump regime is getting increasingly involved, and I think increasingly concerned about the future of the Israeli regime. You've heard that Israel is not allowing its people to leave, which I guess that you could call that using the population as human shields. But also, by the way, something that we haven't heard at all, and that is that the Israeli regime uses people as human shields because their missile defenses are all hidden in the side streets of Tel Aviv and other cities. So when Western media used to bark at the Palestinians about using people as human shields in Gaza, these same people have been muzzled or they're silent about the Israeli regime using people as human shields in Tel Aviv and elsewhere. They're completely silent about this sort of thing. But in any case, the Iranians are expecting the United States to attack. They don't believe a word that Trump says. He's sinister, he's dishonest, he's deceitful. And so the Iranians have prepared themselves. If the United States makes the stupid mistake of attacking, it will be far easier for Iran to deal with the US than for the Israeli regime. And that's because the Persian Gulf is the Iranians own half of one side of the Persian Gulf, and it's not very wide. And Iran has been preparing for a US aggression for well over 2 decades. Iran's focus has been the United States, not Israel. Iran's focus has always been on the United States, so its defenses are designed to fight with the United States. So they have many underground missile and drone bases. They don't need these long-range missiles. They have many shorter-range missiles that'll destroy anything and everything on the other side of the Persian Gulf. The United States has bases across the Persian Gulf, and these regimes that are complicit, that host these bases, if there's war, Iranians see them as partners in crime. So that would be the end of the oil and gas market. It's not about shutting the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz. There won't be any oil or gas produced to go through the Strait of Hormuz. There won't be any tankers left to go through the Strait of Hormuz. So this would be a global economic catastrophe that will be brought about because of Trump personally and the neocons and the Zionists. And if there is war, I don't think Trump will be able to serve his full term. And I think people in the United States will be deeply affected by the war, will be seeking out those neocons and Zionists who push the country towards catastrophe.